with part 2 of our video. In this segment, let me pull that up. We're going to start with number 5 on your exam review and find the x and y intercepts. To find the intercept for the x-axis, you set y equal to 0. And so x-intercept, y equals 0. So you have 5x plus 7 times 0 equals 35. 7 times 0 is 0. We divide both sides by 5, and we get x equals 7. So our x-intercept is the point x equals 7, y equals 0. And I'm going to put that in a box. Now the y-intercept, let me get see if I can thin this down some. I don't know if I can. Let's try that. Okay, the y-intercept, that's even worse. Let's see. That's probably not going to be good either, but we'll try it. The y-intercept, you set x. I'm doing a little calligraphy there. Go back to what I had. All right, x equals 0. And so we have our equation 5 times x, which is 0, plus 7 times y equals 35. And then we divide both sides by 7. Because 5 times 0 is 0. And we get y equals 5. So y equals 5 is not our y-intercept. It is the place where our line crosses the y-axis. But our y-intercept is going to be the point x equals 0, y equals 5. So the x-intercept always has 0 in the y place, and the y-intercept always has 0 in the x place. Okay. On number 7, let's find the slope of these lines. X equals 14 is a line that has no y variable in it in the equation. So x equals 14 goes through the x-axis at x equals 14, and everywhere up and down that line it is x equals 14. So it is a vertical line with an undefined slope because vertical lines have undefined slopes. Y equals -7 is a horizontal line going through the y-axis at the point 0, -7, and it has no slope because it is a horizontal line. So let's go on to, I skipped number 6 and 8, so let's move over there and do those. Let's see if I can get this to work this time. There it is. So for number 6, we are to find the slope and graph, or graph and find the slope. So let's do it in that order. We have the point -1, 0, so x equals -1, y equals 0, and we have the point -3, 1, 2, 3, and -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our 2 points. We can draw a line between them as best we can without a ruler. And then to find the slope, we look for rise over run. We can count 1, 2, 3, 4 up for our rise, and 1, 2 over for our run, and everything's going in a positive direction. By the way, when your line runs uphill, that's always a positive slope, and when your line runs downhill, that's always a negative slope. The other way you could have done this is use those 2 points and use your equation y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and you would have gotten the same thing. So let's look at our next problem. State the coordinates of the points graphed in the figure below. And I'm also going to say, let's tell what quadrant they're in. So F, the point is x equals 2, y equals 4, and it's in quadrant 1. G, x equals negative 2, y equals 0, and it is no quadrant because it is on an axis. And H, x equals negative 5, x equals negative 3, and y equals negative 5. And it is in the 3rd quadrant. Okay, so that is part 2 of your exam review. We have 2 more parts to go, so I will see you in the next video.